Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am down in my storage room where all my food storage is, and it is time to do some food storage maintenance and I'm just gonna call it maintenance because that is exactly what it is. So I have a bunch of stuff on the floor that's just kind of not gotten put away. I have like groceries from this month. I'll try to link the video if I can remember, but I take you through my system of how I bring new groceries into the house and rotate out the stuff from down here and bring it upstairs. But anyway, I've got that down here at my feet that I need to put away. So the very first thing I'm gonna do, also though as an aside, is having food storage does require maintenance. You can't just like put food in your storage and then like never touch it again. So this is a necessary part of owning food storage, is rotating through it, making sure you're using things, because we don't want anything to go bad. That's not the purpose of this. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a couple boxes and I'm going to go through, I'm just going to start over here I think, and I'm going to go through and pull anything that's getting close to date. And by close to date, I mean within the next month or two. All the canned stuff can go beyond what the date says. So I'm gonna go through and pull anything from my home canned stuff that I know is older, that I need to start using up more, pull some of that upstairs. Then I will work on the stuff that still needs to be put away down here. I'm not going to do inventory. I don't have that much time today. So let's get started. I'm in my comfy clothes, and if we have time, I would like to give this whole storage area like a really good vacuum afterwards, but we'll see if we have time for that. So let's get started.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall, but tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin.
All right, I've already come across some cans that do not have the dates. I like to date everything on the top. They don't have the dates on top, so I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and do that because it makes this process later when I'm doing this so much easier. And then when I send other people down here, they know what the expiration date is and don't have to search for it on the can. So I'm going to do that real quick because I noticed I have a whole section of cans here that are not labeled.
I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest. Blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fun.
Again, I just found a bunch of cans that were not labeled here. So I'm just going to label it like this one. What is that? That one is April 23. So I'm gonna go ahead and label. Most of these probably are all the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and label those.
What I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me.
All right, here's an example of some home canned stuff. So this is barbecue sauce from 2021, and I have 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 jars left, but I should pull one of these upstairs just so I remember to use it. It's a little thin, so I tend to use this for like crock pot recipes rather than the stuff that the kids use, like to dip chicken nuggets in or something. My spaghetti sauce, that's all from this past year, so that's good. Then my freeze-dried stuff, I definitely want to, I've kind of been hoarding it, but I'm gonna pull up a thing of corn to keep upstairs. What is this? That's green peppers. That's shredded zucchini. Okay, I'm not gonna pull any of the zucchini up because I have some in the freezer still that I would like to use first. But I do need to organize this a little bit better. So all of that zucchini back there. And 2 things of green beans. And we'll pull that little one forward. There we go. Okay, now I can just see what I have a little bit better. This is tomato soup, and I keep forgetting about it for lunches, so I am going to pull some of that up actually, so that goes in my upstairs pantry. My pears are getting pretty old. They're from 2020, so I need to come up with something to do with that. That's all jelly. That's good. Peanut butter here. Boy, that's small. I cannot see that. February 23. Okay. I already have one of these upstairs, but I probably better bring it upstairs because peanut butter and nut butters are something that do not really go beyond the best by date very long, so we need to make that a priority. Alright, so far I've not found anything that I need to throw away until right now. So this is baking powder. The best if used by date is September 3rd, 2022. Now this is something that it might be okay while I was baking, but I would make something and then it wouldn't turn out, and that's how I'd know. So I would rather just throw away this like $1 container of baking powder rather than risk, you know, like a whole batch of biscuits not turning out or something, especially because I have another thing of baking powder down there that's good until the summer. So this one's gonna go in the throwaway pile. So kind of sad, but it's the only thing I've found so far that I have to throw away. All right, since I've been doing sourdough, I just have not used yeast nearly as much as I used to. So I still have some up in the freezer upstairs, and I actually can't find a date on this. I know I bought it probably 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, but it's completely vacuum sealed tight. But I'm just gonna pop this in the freezer to give it a little extra time, especially because I don't know where it doesn't have a date on it. So popping this in the freezer. All right, this whole side is done. Let's see the stuff that I pulled. Pulled these cherries. I have 4 of these that are still a ways out, but I want to start using them. This, I need to work into some soup somehow because we've discovered that we don't like them just as a side. This is fine. I think it's about 2 years old, year and a half old. There's so much vinegar and salt in here that this would probably last forever, but it does lose its crispness. Something I definitely need to focus on is pumpkin. So this is still completely fine, but I have like 4 more of these giant ones, so I need to work that in somehow. I have another dry milk that is past date, but we just used one of these last month and it was totally fine. So we will I probably won't buy milk for the rest of the month, and we'll just use that. We have got some oatmeal that is getting close. We've got a few of those, so we need to work through that. The nut butter, this minced ginger, And I have some in the freezer as well, so I'll just stick this in the fridge and start using it. I showed you the tomato soup I want to get through, the corn. This is some green enchilada sauce that's getting close. These are from July. Totally fine though. I'll just make sure that we start working those in, as is the tomato paste. I just pulled the ones that were dated for March. And I'll work through those in like, you know, a couple months in my pantry. So this definitely needs to get used because it does start tasting, it doesn't go bad, but it does start tasting a little bit old. This is from January, so I'll make sure to use that this month. This is actually on my list to make this month, and this was expired December, so it'll be totally fine. I'll use that. And I showed you the barbecue sauce. So now let's go over to this side, which shouldn't take long at all. Okay, coconut water. I had bought this to try to make like my own homemade healthy Gatorade, and then Plexus came out with Hydrate, which I just love drinking, so I never did this. So this was expired March 22. So this might be something I toss. Yeah, this might be something I toss. So that's a bummer because I probably could have added it to smoothies or something like that, but I'm gonna toss this. Found something else that I'm going to stick in the freezer, and that is this big bag of almond flour. I'd gotten it at Costco and I just have not been using almond flour. One of our daughters has a nut allergy, and so some of the recipes that I would make for the family I haven't been making. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this into the freezer to just give it a little extra time. All right, let's look at the stuff that I pulled. I pulled these split peas because that's on my list is to make split pea soup. I have a ham bone in the freezer. These Great Northern beans I've just had for a really long time, and beans last a long time. But again, I have some ham in the freezer, and so that would make a good soup. And if I see them upstairs in the pantry, I will remember to do that. Same thing with the lentils. I've just had them a long time. I can make a yummy dip with that. These banana pepper rings those were June of 22. So these are totally fine. They just get a little softer, but I will make Mississippi pot roast with those. And then I am unsure about these mustards. Apparently, I do not go through mustard as quickly as I think I do. This one is a little discolored, so this one might be a goner, but the other two I think I will open. There's enough vinegar in there and stuff that it's, you know, it's not gonna kill you. Coconut milk getting close to the date, but I know that I need one of these for a recipe this month anyway. So this whole tray and this whole tray is going upstairs to my pantry. This is the little bit of garbage pile. I also found some ghee from, I don't know where it's at now, maybe on the top. Oh yeah, February 21. So this is 2 years old. I'm not going to chance it. I don't even really like ghee all that much. So here's the little garbage pile. Kills me to even throw away this much, but pretty good considering the amount of food that I am managing. Just some wrappings to get rid of here. Now I said I wasn't doing inventory, which I didn't, but I was kind of taking some mental notes of some things that I've been going through faster than I have been replenishing. So white vinegar is one of those. I had gotten like a big surplus of white vinegar, and so I've been leaving it off my grocery list. And so I do not have 6 months worth of white vinegar anymore, so I will go add that to my list. The other thing are the broths. I have been going through broths quite heavily because it's like soup season or whatever, and I just haven't made my own broth lately, so I've noticed that my broths are a little bit diminished, and so I will go add that to my list. The other thing I know for sure, because I just need to put in an Azure standard order and I just have not done it. It is hard for me to get to that drop zone because of the kids' schedule. Like, not knowing exactly when it is very hard. So I do know I've got a big order of pasta that I want to put in, and so we've just been using the pasta, and that is quite a bit diminished from the last time that I did inventory. So all in all, our supply is holding steady. We're doing a good job of using up the stuff. And even though I'm throwing away a couple things, I am very pleased to not be wasting any of this food and to be like cycling through it. So the last thing that I'm gonna do here is take all this new food from my grocery haul, put the dates on top, and put it back on the shelves behind all of the older stuff. That's my process. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed following along with me and how I maintain my food storage. Let me know if you do anything different. I love watching food storage videos and I love seeing people's methods, and maybe I could improve on mine if you have a different way that you do it. So let me know down below. I will try to link a couple of the videos that I mentioned and how I rotate through stuff. If I can find them and remember, I'll try to link them. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!